Hi, I'm here to give you a quick update on the court hearing happening right now. I think they still have about 30 minutes left, and this is in relation to Min Hee-jin versus Hybe and Hybe versus Min Hee-jin. First, let me just do a disclaimer. All the things, the information that I'm going to be sharing right now are coming from Korean reporters that are covering the court case. They are inside a courtroom, and many of them are actually submitting or uploading these articles while they are still inside a courtroom. So, most likely, many more updates will come throughout the day, but whatever I can update up until before I upload, I will update. Okay, let's get to it. The very first, so as I've mentioned, there are two parallel cases that are happening right now. The first one is Min Hee-jin asking the court to force Hybe or ask Hybe to pay her the put option. She said that when I exercised it, it was valid, and the termination of the shareholders agreement by Hybe, that is invalid. On the other hand, Hybe asked the court to confirm the termination of the shareholders agreement, stating that she breached their trust and that she also tried to get Newjeans and Adore out of Hybe, and that should be enough to terminate the contract. So those are the two parallel cases being heard. Okay, so they said that the courtroom was very tense. At some point, the judge actually reprimanded both Min Hee-jin and the lawyer of Hybe, the lead counsel, because everything was going becoming emotional. So he told the lead counsel of Hybe, you can't be emotional and you can't use words like bad. I guess he was referring to like adjectives maybe, because in court you have to be very exact with your words, it has to be factual. And then eventually he turned to Min Hee-jin saying that you have to allow the counsel to finish the question before you answer, and you also have to be disrespectful. You either say yes, no, I don't know, but don't react to every comment. And then he sort of made a dry remark that she's reacting to every comment that made everybody laugh. Now, one of the major things that reporters wrote about was when Min Hee-jin mentioned that Hybe's owner or chairman of the board, which is Bang Shi-hyuk, actually spoke to her parents to try and convince her to join Hybe. So apparently, at that time, she was also discussing things or talking with Kakao. But he decided to go with Hybe because there were still a lot of things to set up in Kakao. However, what surprised a lot of reporters was the word that she used. She used the word kneeling. And they said that this word is usually used in a romantic way, meaning if a boyfriend is asking the girl to marry him or asking the parents to bless their relationship, then that this word is usually used. But she used this word to describe Bang Shiyuk trying to convince her to join Hybe. Okay, so that's the first thing. Next is that she claimed that Hybe sabotaged the promotions of New Jeans. Now, she actually, if she was referring to the lack of pre-marketing and teaser videos and stuff like that, it was actually their decision, her decision to not do any kind of teaser, not do any kind of pre-marketing, because it that was actually a suggestion from their youngest member, the youngest member of New Jeans, Hey In. So that's the reason they didn't have any kind of teaser or pre-promotion. Now, if that wasn't what she was referring to, that has already been explained by the lawyer of Hybe during the courtroom hearing for the validity of the exclusive contract of Newjeans under Adore. In there, they stated that we actually invested 21 billion Korean won or 14.5 million US dollars, which is unprecedented in K-pop. That's a lot of money. They also hired like 80 people, and also Hybe was able to provide documents and proof stating that they they were being given preferential treatment when it comes to brand deals, because a lot of the brand deals that they got, Min Heejin said that she got them. Hybe was actually able to prove no, it was actually through us because we already have existing partnerships with this brand and we were giving it to them. Outside of that, they also got paid. They got paid $3.5 million. I'm not saying that they don't deserve any of this. I'm just saying that they Hybe did their part. Okay, and that court actually accepted all of those documents. They were also given the penthouse. It was designed by a top interior decorator. They were or designer. They were given vacation every 2 months. Again, I'm not saying they shouldn't be getting that. They absolutely should be getting that, but it's not common in K-pop and not common in Hybe either. A lot of the groups in Hybe, they actually don't get vacations until much later in their career. So all of those are proof that they were actually being given the support that they need, plus all of those promotions and all of those brand deals. Now, there is an existing narrative spread by fans of Newjeans who are also supporting Min Hee-jin, stating that Hybe put in 40 billion Korean won or 30.6 million US dollars on Le Seraphim's promotions. That is not true. They cut the article to only show the name of Le Seraphim, when in fact, the article clearly stated that the 30.6 million US dollars budget was distributed to three acts: Newjeans, Le Seraphim, and I'll It. And it was Newjeans who got the most amount of money. Now, there is a 114 million deal, and that is the sell amount or the purchase amount that Hybe had to pay when they bought B Lift from CJ E&M. Okay, so because they were the first ones who owned it. So they bought it for 114 million. At that time, I believe Enhypen was already under them, under B Lift Lab. So later on, Hybe was able to provide information and documents proving that Newjeans indeed actually got the most amount of investment. I'll It got 11 billion Korean won initial investment for their debut. And then Le Seraphim got the lowest for 4 billion Korean won. Okay, next, she also stated that she stated that Bang Shiyuk has the habit of discarding people when he's done with them. He would ask them to join the company or join him or whatever, and then when he's done, he would discard the person. But she actually didn't provide any kind of proof. In fact, it was more just her claiming that that is the she was sort of framing it as if that's just how he does things. That's how Bang Shiyuk does things. He would ask people to join the company and then discard them. But again, no proof. She did offer a motivation theory, not really evidence. She claimed that Bang Shiyuk would rather launch a new label and a new group rather than support an existing group who disobeys him. Okay, again, no proof, just that, just her claim. She also cited that Park Ji-won, the former CEO of Hybe, told her that Bang Shiyuk told him to not promote Newjeans and promote Le Seraphim, but in a confusing way. Again, no proof, just her stating that that happened and that Park Ji-won actually said that. Okay, now in that hearing, going back to the hearing of the case to validate the exclusive contract of Newjeans under Adore, Hybe's lawyer actually stated it doesn't make sense for us to not support them. We are a for profit company and they are making money. That's why they got paid a lot of money. Why will we not support the group or the IP that's giving us the profit? So they said it doesn't make sense. We gave them 21 billion Korean won, also hired a lot of employees. They got everything they wanted: the penthouse, the dedicated makeup room. They even got the highest floor, which is not a huge thing in the West, but in South Korea, that is a huge thing. The highest floor in a building is usually assigned to the owner. But in this case, she got it for herself because she was the one who actually arranged the building. Next, Min Hee-jin claimed that um, her appearance on You Quiz on the Block was her effort to try and promote Newjeans because Hybe wouldn't do it for her, which is kind of odd because if you actually watch that show, it was primarily her being interviewed. Newjeans was there to perform and then like do a 5 minute segment, primarily talking about her, but not really Newjeans. If it was to promote Newjeans, then Newjeans, in at least in my head, in my marketing head, then they should be the ones that are being interviewed and they should have been the ones to perform. Okay, she also said that Hybe or B Lift allowing the debut of I'll It was a disrespect towards them. She said that, oh, they must think that we are nothing, they are insulting us. She also claimed that the parents of Newjeans, when the teaser for Magnetic of I'll It, the first single of I'll It, came out, the parents of Newjeans called her and asked her, why is my child not there? She's implying that the parents thought it was Newjeans. So I don't know if you've seen the the teaser of Magnetic, but a lot of it were close. If you can't close up, tight shots, if you can't recognize your child, that's kind of weird. But it seems that she actually mentioned that the parents a lot in this hearing, saying that they were the ones who first filed the complaint. They asked me to file a complaint. So definitely dragging the parents in there. Next. So that is it. That's in the article saying, why is my child not there? She also said that she was the reason Hybe was able to go public. That's why they were able to file an IPO because of her. She said that Hybe only had BTS as an asset, as a big IP at that time, and they needed a girl group. And so she realized belatedly that through her, Hybe was actually able to file an IPO because she debuted or because she was there. Okay, before Hybe filed an IPO, or by the time Hybe filed an IPO, Newjeans was not yet public. I mean, they haven't debuted. So she's implying that it was her because she is already in the company. So she will be able to debut a successful girl group. So that's why they were able to do an IPO. Okay. She said that Bang Shiyu actually preferred Le Seraphim over Newjeans, and that Newjeans actually did not obey him. Okay. Next, she was questioned about the put option because she requested that the put option be the multiplier of the put option be increased from 13 to 30. That's one of the things that she demanded. And Hybe's lawyer asked her, did you suggest it? And she said, no, my lawyer did. Okay, so she did not know about it. It was her lawyer who requested. And so the lawyer of Hybe asked her, did you not approve it before they submitted it? And she said, surprisingly, no. She gave her lawyers blanket authority to handle it because she had way too much work on her hand. So she was just like, do whatever it is that you think is best. So she delegated all financial matters to her lawyer because of her workload. So she claims that she did not even know that the calculation that the end amount she was going to get would be 137 billion Korean won. Okay. The lawyer of Hybe also asked her, did you know about you? Because that was her requesting that she be given 100% authority over who can terminate the contract or anything in related to the contract of Nujin. She will be given 100% authority over it. And she said that she had no idea that that provision was actually there. She said that just like the financial matter, she allowed her lawyer to do everything, to make the decisions, and that when she asked the lawyer about it, the lawyer said that that's a normal demand. Okay, then they went to talk about the Project 1945 document. She said that she did not instruct the Adore Vice President Lee to do that document, and she said that she created it. I did not have anything to do with it. Now, Hybe claimed that she was actually the one who gave instructions to Vice President Lee. And she said, no, it was me who gave instructions. He did it by himself. And she was just trying to impress me. That's what she said. Min Hee-jin. That's what she said. Okay, Hybe claims that the 1945 document showed plans to revise the shareholders agreement, list executive weaknesses, and create internal discord. And she said she denied all of it. She called all of those Kakao Talk messages just chatter. She said it was nothing serious. We were just chatting on on Kakao Talk messages on Kakao Talk. And she said that Vice President Lee acted on his own, motivated by his personal frustration. And she even said that in the Kakao Talk message, she actually asked Vice President Lee, why are you so concerned about this? Okay, just for reference again and for context, these are some of the Kakao Talk messages that that was shown in court and was accepted by the court as an evidence. So this is her talking to Vice President Lee. Lee said, "Oh, we have to do something before BTS returns in a year." She said, "LOL." And then Vice President Lee said that in a year, their multi-label U.S. sickness IT platform illusion will all go to bad word if it is meant to be. That would make it hard for them and we earn our freedom. And then she said, I would love it. And Vice President Lee said, this is my plan. More talks about Hybe's chart manipulation is exposed, then people would lose faith in them. And she said that we need a plan of our escape while Hybe is under fire. So they were planning to start all of these controversies and all of these scandals. And she said, Min Hee-jin said, while they are under fire, we need to make our move. Vice President Lee said, yes, let's do that. I'll prepare carefully. Okay, so these are just some of the many documents, the Kakao Talk messages that were submitted in court. She has not denied any of it. She simply said that these were just simple chatter. You can just pause if you want to read the entire conversation. Also, I am going to upload all this Kakao Talk messages that were submitted to the court and accepted by the court if you want. Okay. You can go to Patreon and read all the Kakao Talk messages. So they also talked about how much it's going to cost them if they bring Newjeans out of a door. They were talking about the amount, and and she said it was like 730 million US dollars. Newjeans would be worth about 585 million US dollars, and blah blah blah. Because she think that the valuation of Vice President Lee was actually too small. She said, "Are you crazy? That's too small." Okay, so a lot more on this. And all of these Kakao Talk messages are just proving that she, it wasn't just Vice President Lee talking about it. She was actually actively planning with her, and that she did all of those meetings with different investors to try and buy out Newjeans and Adore. Okay. So she said, "Oh, I don't understand. I think there are contractual issues." Okay, so but if we don't make the announcement and we talk about selling a door internally, then we are the ones getting sold. We won't be able to take control. Do you get what I'm saying? So this is her really planning with Vice President Lee. Just pause the screen if you want to read the messages. Okay, there's a lot of Kakao Talk messages. So just pause. All right. Okay. The most important thing is to not lose it. Okay, he was very hopeful. And then this is the part when they were actually bad mouthing different groups, including a group or the company, one of the labels under Hybe, KOZ or Cause Entertainment. Okay, so back to the 1945 document, Hybe says that it was a coded project title, but Min Hee-jin said that it was actually named after the beer that Vice President Lee was drinking when he was drinking at that time. So I guess there's like 1945 in there, and they decided, or he decided to name it Project 1945. Now, Hybe said that you were the one who gave the instructions to make this document, and Min Hee-jin said, "No, there I didn't give any kind of order. Show me the order. I did not give those orders. It was Vice President Lee who was just venting. He was trying to impress me and he was acting independently. I have nothing to do with it." Min, on the other hand, accused Hybe and said that Hybe threatened Vice President Lee and used fear to implicate her. Okay, so you forced Lee. She was telling Hybe, you forced Lee to implicate me. She maintains that she did not instruct Vice President Lee. The Kakao Talk messages were casual chatter. Hybe's narrative is built on stretching informal conversations into evidence, and Hybe targeted her once she became an inconvenience to Hybe. Other things is that here. So here are some of the articles that have been published about this. She also said that she also said that she did not manipulate the girls, Newjeans, into joining her into this case. She said that no, I did not manipulate them. Why will you think that they are that easy to control or to gaslight? Absolutely not. She said they are pretty smart and they wouldn't do something just because you asked them to do it. Okay. that is it. I tried to do it as fast as I can. I hope that was fast enough for you. There were a lot of updates. So, again, if there is anything while I'm editing this, then I will update. If not, then I'll just update maybe tomorrow. But for sure, there will be a lot of new information that will come in. Thank you so much for staying with me. Happy Thanksgiving if you are from the US. And also, please consider donating to the channel. The QR code is right there. All of our the funds are going into the online magazine, which is right there. AsianEntertainmentandCulture.com. It is in a soft launch right now. We're actually ready. We just want to upload more content in there. We want to upload more content from other countries. So if you have any suggestions, remarks, um, constructive criticism, it is very much welcome. Also, please follow me on X. All of that will be there. There. Um, X Patreon, but more importantly, X Instagram, but more importantly on Patreon, because that's where the community is. We're already planning our stuff to get together for the concerts, travel, and stuff like that. And also, if you want to just meet people or find people that you can have a conversation with about dramas, TV shows, movies, anything, that's the place for you. We do have a free tier just in case you want to try things out. That's it. Please like the video, subscribe. But the most important thing of all is to share. That's really what's pushing the algorithm to recommend us more. And it's really helping. So thank you so much. That's it. Till next time.